You and welcome back to one more live session with Neetu's Academy. This is Anne with you, and today we are back with a new week, second day of the week, in fact. And being a Tuesday, we are going forward with your listening Acuity live. Right, Tuesdays we do handle with the listening module, wherein we deal questions connected to listening. So somebody was asking me the other day that you have got 40 questions in listening, right? You have to attempt 40 questions. You get 30 minutes of the audio clip. Each audio clip is between 4 to 7 minutes, right? On an average, that is, right? So the attempts which they are able to do is very less, because of which the band is getting less. It's getting declined naturally. 40 questions, whatever the raw score you get, that is converted into a band score, right? So like 35 to 36. If you want to go beyond a 7.5, 7 or 7.5, definitely make sure you have 35 above answers correct, right? And for that, your ratio of the attempt should be more, right? If you attempt less than 35, so you keep something for a backup as something which is wrong. Maybe one or two questions are, no, God forbid, if it is wrong, then definitely that will again bring the ratio, the band down, right? So in this case, our main aim should be first thing to attempt all the 40 questions, right? And for that, the main thing is the focus. If you lose the focus, that's the biggest risk you take in listening. Listening module is not a difficult module. It is one of the easiest modules out of all the four. When it comes to the level of toughness, you can say first is writing and speaking, which is equal, because for some candidates writing is difficult, for some speaking is difficult, for some both, right? So that is somewhere near to each other. Then comes reading, and then comes listening. So listening comparatively is the most easiest of the modules, but the moment you lose the focus, that is the biggest risk you take, because the number of attempts should be 40, then only your band will be the highest you can get, right? So that is the losing the focus is something which you should avoid. That can help you get more attempts when it comes to number of more answers to be attempted, when it comes to the um, number of the band which you may get, right, which is converted into a band score, the raw score which is converted into a band score, right? And for that, the main is practicing with listening to audios. Make it a habit that you listen to a lot of audios of different accents. You cannot go blank to the test, that is for sure. You cannot go with less practice also. Your practice should be on regular basis, wherein you make sure that you are listening to a lot of audios, wherein your focus is there. You should not get bored of listening to these things. It's a 30-minute test. In that 30 minutes, you are bound to listen to 4 audio clips. That is for sure, and you have to cross that barrier, right? So that is what you have to do. How to increase your attempts, never lose your focus, and for that practice with lot of different kinds of audios, right? So let's start with our listening session today, wherein you will be able to see first the questions on your screen along with the audio clip which will be played. Listen to that audio clip and then try to solve those questions whenever you are listening, whenever you are watching this live video. And then later on, we'll come back to the session wherein we deal with the questions, right? And normally we take 10 questions from one section. So today also we are taking section 1, part 1 of a test, 1 to 10 questions. Listen to it, try to solve it, and then come back for the evaluation or justification. So the audio clip will be played in a couple of seconds in front of your screen.
Time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello?
Oh, hello. My name's Jan. Are you the right person to talk to about the Buckworth Conservation Group?
Yes, I'm Peter. I'm the secretary.
Good. I've just moved to this area and I'm interested in getting involved. I was in a similar group where I used to live. Could you tell me something about your activities, please?
Of course. Well, we have a mixture of regular activities and special events. One of the regular ones is trying to keep the beach free of litter. A few of us spend a couple of hours a month on it, and it's awful how much there is to clear. I wish people would be more responsible and take it home with them.
I totally agree. I'd be happy to help with that. Is it okay to take dogs?
I'm afraid not, as they're banned from the beach itself. You can take them along the cliffs, though, and children are welcome.
Right.
We also manage a nature reserve, and there's a lot to do there all year round. For example, because it's a popular place to visit, we spend a lot of time looking after the paths and making sure they're in good condition for walking.
I could certainly help with that.
Good. And we have a programme of creating new habitats there. We've just finished making and installing nesting boxes for birds to use, and next we're going to work on encouraging insects. They're important for the biodiversity of the reserve.
They certainly are.
Oh, and we're also running a project to identify the different species of butterflies that visit the reserve. You might be interested in taking part in that.
Sure. I was involved in something similar where I used to live, counting all the species of moths. I'd enjoy that.
Another job we're doing at the reserve is replacing the wall on the southern side, between the parking area and our woodshed. It was badly damaged in a storm last month.
Okay.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
Then, as I said, we have a programme of events as well, both at the weekend and during the week.
Right. I presume you have guided walks. I'd like to get to know the local countryside as I'm new to the area.
Yes, we do. The next walk is to Ruston Island a week on Saturday. We'll be meeting in the car park at Dunsmore Beach at low tide. That's when the sands are dry enough for us to walk to the island without getting wet.
Sounds good.
The island's a great place to explore. It's quite small and it's got a range of habitats. It's also an ideal location for seeing seals just off the coast or even on the beach.
Okay. And is there anything we should bring? Like a picnic, for instance?
Yes, do bring one, as it's a full-day walk. And of course, it'll be wet walking across and back, so make sure your boots are waterproof.
I must buy a new pair. There's a hole in one of my current ones. Well, I'd definitely like to come on the walk.
Great. Then later this month, we're having a one-day woodwork session in Hopton Wood.
I've never tried that before. Is it okay for beginners to take part?
Definitely. There'll be a couple of experts leading the session, and we keep the number of participants down, so you'll get as much help as you need.
Excellent. I'd love to be able to make chairs.
That's probably too ambitious for one day. You'll be starting with wooden spoons, and of course learning how to use the tools. And anything you make is yours to take home with you.
That sounds like fun. When is it?
It's on the 17th from 10 a.m. until 3. There's a charge of £35, including lunch, or £40 if you want to camp in the wood.
I should think I'll come home the same day. Well, I'd certainly like to join the group. It sounds like you...
That is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 1.
Okay, so that was the audio clip, right? Like I mentioned earlier, it is taken from section 1. Last week we completed one test paper with section 4. So today we are starting with new test paper, right? The new test paper which definitely have section 1 for 1 to 10 question. When you say the level of toughness increases with the level of sections, but it is not like that. In listening, it is not that difficult. Like I told earlier, if you don't lose your focus, it is not that difficult to solve the questions, right? And the first question, there's only one type of question here actually, because the most common kind of question listening, complete the notes below. You can see on your screen, that's the first type of question, questions 1 to 10. All the questions are completing the notes, right? wherein you have been given an instruction, write one word and or a number, right? So your answer can be either one word, or it can be only a number, or it can be one word and a number, either ways, right? So that is what the instruction tells you to do. Then you can see note completion. One thing I have always told, that it will have titles, it will definitely have a title, and it will have subtitles. So the subtitles play a very big role when you listen to the audio. Always take this. Now this is the title of the particular audio. It is dealing with the Bucksworth Conservation Group. That is the title. Now you can see some subtitles are given. Right? First is regular activities, right? Then after that they have given, like, it is for forthcoming events, right? There are subtitles. In subtitles also you can see regular activities, something which is on the beach, something connected to nature reserve, right? Then when it comes to forthcoming events, you have one for Saturday, one for woodwork session. So these words which I have ticked or underlined, these are the words which are going to help you to identify, when you listen to the audio, which part will contain your answer. These keywords will definitely help you, because if you go to the audio in a very blank manner, you don't know where you have to be double alert, right? Sometimes you will have distractors in your audio. Distractors means something which won't distract you. Distractors are a part of the audio piece which is of no use for you. Connected to that, you don't have anything to answer because there is no questions given, right? So that is a breather for you. So at that point of time, sometimes what happens, people when they listen to it, that distractors, they try to write the answer for the previous. If they have left it blank, you don't the answer from the rough sheet, because you get 10 minutes. If you're going for a PBT, you get 10 minutes to transfer your answers. So you can say what they do when the distractors come, they take those answers and write it down in the blanks, right? So that is how you utilize that particular seconds which you get. But then when you do that, at that point of time, why we call it distractors is because maybe you'll get distracted from the audio. That is the reason we always say distractors can be a breather for you, but don't get carried away with them that you lose the focus, right? So when you're writing an answer, maybe the next answer has been already mentioned in the audio when you're taking that breather. That always you have to take care of, right? Okay. Now going forward here, you can say it's complete the notes below. Note completion kind of question, 1 to 10. Write one word and or a number for each answer. The title is Bucksworth Conservation Group, and the first subtitle is regular activities, right? So this is a first audio, so it's a conversation on general context, right? Wherein a lady is calling a particular person and asking about certain details about this conservation group. That's what the audio is all about. So first is about the beach, regular activities connected to beach. You have got two blanks there. The first says, if you are at the beach, something connected to the beach it will be. So this word is going to definitely help you out when you listen to the audio, right? Beach. What do you do? Making sure the beach does not have dash on it, right? So something connected to the beach. You can see that they are telling making sure that the beach does not have dash on it. Second is no dash. No, that means something maybe which cannot be used, or something is not there, something like that, which is no means something is negative, right? So let's go to the audio script and see what is connected to the beach. Now it starts with Peter. Hello. The lady on the phone, Jan. Oh, hello, my name's Jan. Are you the right person to talk about the Buckworth Conservation Group? Yes, I am. Peter, I am the secretary. Good. Jan, I have just moved to this area and I'm interested in getting involved. I was in a similar group where I used to live. Could you tell me something about your activities, please? On this much part which you listen, there's nothing connected to the answers which you have to write on in the blanks. She's giving a greeting. She's asking about something, how she can go forward. And then she says, can you tell something about your activities? Now you have a subtitle there which says regular activities. Okay. So that is something we are looking at. She herself says, can I know something about your activities? So Peter, of course. Well, we have a mixture of regular activities, that is what we are looking for, and special events, right? One of the regular ones is trying to keep the beach free of litter, right? So what should not be there on the beach? There shouldn't be any littering. There shouldn't be rubbish, garbage. So they are trying to keep the beach free from litter. And we have got a blank which says the beach. Make sure the beach does not have Does not means it should be free from it. When you're free from something, you does not have that, right? Does not have what? Litter. So it doesn't have. The answer is actually litter. So this is synonymous to does not have, right? The answer is litter. So make sure the beach does not have litter on it, right? That is the first one. Then no on something on the beach. No, right? What is that no? A few of us spend a couple of hours a month on it, and it's awful how much there is to clear. There is so clear. I wish people would be more responsible and take it home with them. Right? I totally agree. Jan says, I would be happy to help with that. Is it okay to take dog? Is it okay to take dogs? Now that was a question, right? Now she is asking, is it fine if I take dogs, bring dogs with me on the beach? The answer is going to give the response for your blank. Peter, I am afraid not, as they are banned from the beach itself. You can take them along the cliffs, though, and children are welcome. That means they cannot, I am afraid not means they cannot take dogs. Dogs are a big no. Children can be taken. Children are welcome. But then regarding children, we don't have to. We are looking for something which cannot be done or taken to the beach. So here it is dogs. Right? So the answer is no dogs on the beach. So there is no dogs. That completes the details about beach, right? As per the questions, maybe you have something more to they will say about a couple of lines. Next is nature reserve. Next is we have got 3 blanks there. Maintaining paths is already given, right? Nesting boxes for birds installed, it's already given. Next task is taking action to attract dash to the place. Something which can be something which to attract that place. Okay, they are going to take some action which will attract something to that particular nature reserve. That is first thing. Identifying types of. You are going to recognize. Identify means recognize, right? Types of something. Types of it can be anything. Types of whatever. Last one says building a new. Building can be a construction. You're building something or constructing something. Building a new what? So these are 3 blanks which you have to fulfill. Let's take the first one. Something to attract, that nature reserve, right? We will go to that part. Okay, and children are welcome, he says, right. Then says Peter, we also manage a nature reserve. So this is the word, nature reserve. And there's a lot to do there all year round. For example, because it's a popular place to visit, we spend a lot of time looking after the paths. That is already given, path clearing, and making sure they are in good condition for walking, right? So that is already mentioned, already given. I could certainly help with that, Jan says. Peter, good. And we have a program of creating new habitats there. We are just finished making and installing nesting boxes for birds to use. That is also given. Nesting boxes for the birds installed. That was your second point. And next, we are going to work on encouraging insects. They are important for the biodiversity of the reserve. Now, encouraging is something, when you encourage someone, you motivate someone, right? You're telling them to go forward. It's discouraging is you say no, don't do that. Encouraging means something connected to a yes. You're telling them to go forward. So here they are working on something wherein we will encourage the insects, means they will they are giving a signal to the insects that yes, you are welcome to the nature reserve, right? So that is what they tell here, right? So you have got a blank here which says attract something, right? Next task is taking action to attract what? Insects. So they are going to encourage means this is synonymous to, when they say encourage, they are telling we are trying to attract them, tell them, give them a message, give them signals that come to the nature reserve. So it is insects, right? Next is identifying types of something, recognizing types of something, right? Jan says they certainly are. Peter, oh, and we are also running a project to identify the different species of butterflies. So here it says identify, right? Identifying what? The different species. Species, again, it's types. This is species is synonymous to types. Species, we say different types of, like, different types of that particular kind. So it is types. So different types of what? Butterflies. So that is your answer for that particular blank, wherein you are going to identify types of butterflies. Right. Next, building a new. Now building can be synonymous to constructing something, right? Building up something, right? So what is that we are building? Yeah, that visit butterflies, that is with the reserve. You might be interested in taking part in that. Jan, sure. I was involved in something similar where I used to live. Counting all the species of months, I would enjoy that. Peter, another job we are doing at the reserve is replacing the wall on the southern side between the parking area and our woodshed. It was badly damaged in a storm last month. Right now, replacing. How do you replace a wall? If you're replacing a wall, means if either it's destroyed or it's broken down, it fell down, or whatever the case is. Or maybe you're breaking it up and making it up. So then, in that case, also replacing will be you'll have to construct it, right? Or maybe you'll have to build it again. So you have to build a new one. So here, replacing can be synonymous to construction, building of what? Building the wall, because it was badly damaged in the storm last month. So that is your answer for that particular problem, building a new wall. Even though it is replaced means they are constructing it. So it's a wall. Right. So that completes the blanks connected to regular activities on beach as well as on nature, in the nature reserve. Right. Next subtitle is forthcoming events. So these were the things what he told about. Right now, what are the things are there? Now it is connected to events. What are the programs? Events means it can be whatever the programs that are going to be a part of that particular Buckworth conservation group, because a lady must be wanting to know about it. We have two subtitles are there. One is Saturday and one is for what is a weekend day, and one is for woodwork session. There are two things which are coming up, and connected to these on Saturday some things are there. Whatever it is, we have to find out. 2 blanks are there. Then there's a woodwork session. For that you have got 3 blanks connected to it. So let's see. First let's take the first one, that is Saturday. What is it that is connected to Saturday? Okay. So when we go to the audio script, it was damaged in the storm last month, Jan. Okay. Peter, then as I said, we have a program of events as well as, then as I said, we have a program of events as well. So first was about the regular activities, because he told 2 things are there. One is regular activities, one are some events. So the program of events as well, both at weekend and during the week. Now weekend generally is a Saturday and a Sunday. Right? And we are looking for something connected to Saturdays. So both weekend and during the week. Right? So first is for the weekend. Jan, right. I presume you have guided walks. That was a question mark. There's a question mark there. So she's asking, you have guided walks or not? I would like to get to know the local countryside as I am new to the area. Peter, yes, we do. So they have the guided walks, right? And the first blank for Saturday says, the first one is already given. Meet at Dunsmore Beach car park. Okay, that is the Saturday. Walk across the sands and reach the dash. So you walk across the sands. Whatever the pathway is there, it can be a beach or the sand pathway, whatever. You walk across it, and then you reach somewhere. So this can be a destination, right? Definitely, this can be a destination. So let's see what it is. It says, yeah, I'm new to the area. Yes, we do. The next walk is to Ruston Island, right? A week on Saturday. We will be meeting in the car park at Dunsmore, which is already given, beach at low tide. That's when the sands are dry enough for us to walk to the island without getting wet. That means you're walking across the sand because you are on a beach. Dunsmore Beach. So beach will definitely have sand, and you're walking across that sand, and where are you reaching? You're walking to the island, which is Ruston Island, but then dry enough to walk to the island. So now you have got an instruction here which says one word and or a number. So if you're writing a word, you can write only one word. In that case, the blank which says, okay, reach where? Reach the. You cannot write the name. So, and you cannot reach the Ruston. If you write, we don't know what it is. So better the answer is you can write here island. Okay, if you had the option of writing two words and a number, definitely you could write the name, but here walk across the sands and reach the island. It's okay, you don't have to write the name, you know that it is the island. Okay, then take a picnic. You take a picnic with you. Last blank for that subtitle, wear appropriate dash. So now here the wear says it must be something connected to an outfit. It can be an outfit, it can be something else, some accessory also, because we do wear accessories also. So whatever it is, we have to find out. Okay. Without getting wet. Then Jan says, sounds good. Peter, the island's a great place to explore. It's quite small and it's got a range of habitats. It's also an ideal location for seeing seals just off the coast or even on the beach. Jan, okay. And is there anything we should bring, like a picnic for instance? Yes, we do bring one, as it's a full day walk. And of course, it will be wet walking across the back. So this much part which you have listened now, this much part which I have read out, this is a part of the audio clip. So when you listen to this much lines are something wherein we don't have anything to track as an answer, right? Because we have already know about the picnic. So after the picnic only, always the questions which are in listening, they are in the order of the same order of the audio clip which is played, right? Whatever the order of the audio clip is, in that same order you will get the questions in the listening test paper. So definitely you are sure once the mention of picnic happens in the audio, then only the next blank answer will be mentioned, right? Isn't it connected to something appropriate? Wear appropriate, wearing something. So here you can see first she asked about the picnic and then see yes, bring one, it's a full day walk, and then it says it will be wet walking across and back. So make sure your boots are waterproof. What should be waterproof? Your boots should be waterproof. And then we have got something, you wear your shoes, you wear your boots, right? Like I told you, don't wear outfits only, you wear accessories also. So we can wear, it's a footwear, so we wear it. So wear appropriate what? Boots, because there are chances of getting wet. Okay, so that is the answer for the 7th one. So that will complete the events which happens on Saturday, weekend. Then we have got the woodwork session. There are 3 blanks for woodwork session. What is connected to the woodwork session? Let's see. When we go to that part, yeah. Jan, I must buy a new pair. There's a hole in one of my current ones. Well, I would definitely like to come on the walk. So there she is telling some sentences which are of no use to us because that is not connected to our question, right? We are looking for the woodwork session. So the moment that word is mentioned, then only we'll go forward, right? Okay. Peter, great. Then later this month, we are having a 1-day woodwork session in Hopton Wood. So this is where we have to be alert because this is what we have a subtitle which says about woodwork session. So some things are connected to that particular. Jan, I have never tried that before. Is it okay? So that means now she is telling that whether she can take part. I have never tried that before. So what does the first blank for woodwork session say? Suitable for dash to participate. Suitable for maybe it can be particular age group, it can be gender, it can be any kind of people, right? Whatever it is, right? So for whom it is suitable for? Suitable for dash to participate in. A participation happens mostly by people, they take part. So who can take part? Suitable for whom? It says, we can see here, is it okay, I have never tried that before. That means she's a fresher. She don't know what this thing is all about. Is it okay for beginners, right? That means to take part. So is it okay? And that's again a question mark is there. You cannot say what the speaker is. So don't rush to write down the answer. Maybe the speaker will say no. Maybe the speaker will say yes. If the speaker says yes, that means beginners can participate. If the speaker says no, that means he or she will say no and then go forwards with something else, right? So we have to be knowing about it. Peter says definitely. So definitely is actually a positive response. There will be a couple of experts leading the session and we keep the number of participants down. So you will get as much help as you need, right? That means beginners can participate. That is the answer for the question. It's yes, they can, right? That's why the blank will be, it is suitable for whom? Suitable for beginners. To participate word is already given, right? So it is beginners. Okay, suitable for beginners to participate in. Next, making dash out of wood. You are making something out of wood. So wood is that key word. Whatever you are making out of wood, you have to tell what is it, right? Let's go to that part. Yes. So Jan, excellent. I would love to be able to make chairs. They're telling here, she is telling she would love to make chairs, right? That's probably too ambitious for one day. Too ambitious means it is not that easy in one day itself, right? The moment you come in and then you say you want to build up a chair, that's probably too ambitious. Too ambitious means something which is not possible, right? It will take time. Eventually it may happen. You'll be starting with wooden spoons. So you cannot make a chair, but you can make a wooden spoon. So that is the answer for that blank, wherein it says make what? Making dash out of wood, we have seen. So making spoons out of wood, because it says wooden spoons. Making spoons out of wood. Chair is a no, because specifically they say it's too ambitious for one day. That means it is not possible. It will take time. It is too quick for it, right? So you make spoons on the first day. So making spoons out of wood. Then it says some numbers. 17th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We can guess. This must be a date and this is the time when this session is going to be held, right? Then says cost of session. Now, here definitely cost of session will be a number because it's money, right? So cost of session in bracket you can say no camping. A session with no camping cost how much? That is your answer. It will cost you how much pounds? That is the answer for this particular thing, because date and time is already filled. You don't have to fill. The cost of the session without a camping is what you are looking for, right? Okay, spoons. And of course, learning how to use the tools. And anything you make is yours. And anything you make is yours to take home with you. Means whatever you build, you take home. Jan, that sounds like fun. When is it? Now this is the question we say. It's when this session is to be held. But then we know that it's already filled. We don't have to be alert there. Right? Alert means we don't have to look for the numbers, because whenever in listening you have got numbers mentioned in your audio clip, make sure that they will mention more than one or two numbers. If you're looking for a date, there won't be only one date in that particular audio section. Definitely they will, as a distractor, they will give you some other dates also. If it is a money they are telling the amount of the money, then definitely it won't be one amount of money which they will tell couple of them more, so that you get confused, and your job is to choose the correct one by listening to the audio clearly, right? So but here we are not looking for the time and the date because we already know it's mentioned. Peter, it's on 17th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. 3 o'clock until 3, right? So it is already mentioned 10 a.m. to 3. There's a charge. That means there is a fee which you have to bear. Charge of £35, including lunch, or £40 if you want to camp in the wood. Now we had seen in the blank there was a bracket which told no camping, right? That means we are looking for a session charge which doesn't include the camping charges. So if you're camping, there's a different charge. Like I told, there will be definitely more than one number. It says £35, which is including lunch. maybe that is not given, but we are looking for something which is no camping. And pound 40 if you want to camp in the wood. If you want to camp, it's 40. If you don't want to camp, it's 35. So we are looking for 35 because we are looking for no camping. We are not looking for charges which includes a camping cost also. Fine. Jan, I should think I will come home the same day. Well, I would certainly like to join the group. So now that is her decision. So here it is pound 35 because when we go to the blank, it says specifically no camping charges, right? So no camping charges are 35, right? You have got an option to write one word and or a number. So better you write it 35. So that will be the correct answer for right. 35 in numerics because you can write one number, right? So and the unit is already given, that is pound. So that is your answer for that particular blank, right? And that was the last blank with that particular woodwork session subtitle, right? So that completes our 1 to 10 questions. Not difficult. Note completion is not difficult if you take heed to the subtitles, because they play a very big role. You cannot go without these. You have to take a note of these. These are the keywords. These subtitles are your keywords which actually help you to identify the answers very quickly, right? And if you are able to get the audio clearly, then there won't be any problem, right? Okay, so these are the 10 questions which we solved in today's session. Next week definitely we will go forward with the part 2, the section 2 of the same test, right? Because we have completed, that is how we go forward. If there is no obstacle, we are going to deal with the part 2, section 2 of the same test, right? So till then, I hope that you will be practicing with all your modules, especially reading, listening, writing and speaking. Even though weightage is given to reading, writing and speaking, do consider listening every day. At least take 1 or 2 audio clips. If you have a problem with focus, again I'm repeating, your only way out is listening to maximum audio clips, right? You can take podcast, download small podcast audios, listen to them on daily basis, which will improve your listening skills, right? Because people get bored of listening sometimes, but then here 30 minutes, make sure that you listen to it very clearly if you want to get a band of above 7.58 above, right? So that is what the key, that was the key is, right? So let's end it here. We'll connect next week again with the next set of questions and try to solve them and keep on practicing in that manner. Till then, you can take care of yourself, keep practicing and keep yourself safe. Goodbye.